Yeah, another one, guys. This is another versus video. This time between the Alcatel One Touch Fierce XL, which I just unboxed in a recent video, you can check that down below, versus the ZTE Zmax 2. Now, I know people on this channel absolutely adore the ZTE Zmax 2, and we have another 5.5-inch battler over here. Now, don't ask me about this angle. I know it looks a little bit weird, but hey, nobody is trying to be normal around these parts. And it looks like they're going to go head to head. Boom, boom, pow, pow. Boom, boom, pow, pow. Let's get into this right now. Let's go. Alright guys, in the first section of this video, let's kind of talk just a bit about design and build of the devices. So on the Alcatel One Touch Fierce XL, you're going to see that you have like a plastic back, and it's a sleek plastic. I know people are like sleek plastic, but whatever. I think it's a sleek plastic. This is a kind of a goldish silver design. Now, I thought it was silver in the original unboxing, but it's actually a very, very subtle gold. And right here is a speaker grill and an 8 megapixel camera, but we'll get into the hardware tour in the full review. But it's got a nice contour design with your Android buttons down here, although this one always shows a little circle, so you can always see that. But it's got a contour design, and it's a little bit thick. Now on the ZTE Zmax 2, this is more of an angular design, somewhat similar to the Xperia devices from Sony. But it's a more angular design, and some may say it's more masculine, manly, if you will. But the curvy design for the ladies. Hey, shout out to the ladies with the curvy design. But anyway, you have the blue and silver kind of a look here in this plastic along the borders. But around the back, you have a texture, grippy back. So that's pretty cool there. And this ZTE Zmax 2 has a removable battery as well as a micro SD card slot. And this one also has a removable back, which you could probably swap out for different colors. From Alcatel's website. I'm not sure about that, but you probably could do something like that. And this battery is soldered in, but you can insert a micro SD card slot here. But both, in terms of design, both are pretty solid designs for what you pay. The ZTE Zmax 2 is a more affordable device, and personally, I think a better device. But I'm not going to try to be too opinionated here. We're going to try to keep this as fair as possible. But you can see right here, bam, the Alcatel is a bit thicker, but because of its curves, I can tell you that it kind of rests in the palm a little bit better than the ZTE's. Little bit of a sharp corners on the ZTE, but that grippy back on the ZTE makes up for it. So these phones are pretty even, in my opinion, in design. Alright guys, let's boot these babies up at the same time, and let's do this in 3, 2, 1. And you can see ZTE Zmax 2 showing first. I'll put these on their stands, their respective stands. And we'll see which one gets to the home screen quicker. If this takes too long, we will skip. But that has a nice little Android logo. Shout out to the Android fanboys. It's cool, you know. We don't discriminate around any technology over here. But if you're an Android fanboy, shout out to you too. You're welcome as well. T-Mobile versus AT&T. Big Pink versus Big Blue. I don't know if they call them Big Pink. I just made that up, but over here, it's Big Pink. Okay, so the Alcatel One Touch Fierce XL is there first. No SIM card in either right now, but the Alcatel is there a lot quicker, and that's a little bit surprising because this has a Snapdragon 210 32-bit CPU, and this has a Snapdragon 410 64-bit CPU. But the ZTE Zmax 2 has never been the quickest boot up champion, but it's been a champion in a lot of other areas. So yeah, you can see the ZTE is boot up, and this test is as fair as possible because both are on their stock launchers, as you can see here. I'm going to go prove to you, because I know a lot of y'all be saying, you got the animations on in the video. And that might be true on some of them. Sometimes I forget, you know. We're all humans. Sometimes we make mistakes. But ain't nobody trying to be perfect around here. We're just trying to be excellent. Or excelente, if you're Spanish. Go down to About Phone. And you can see both are running Android 5.1, although the Alcatel is on Android 5.1.1. Let me bring that closer to the screen. 5.1.1, and the ZTE is on 5.1 right there. So let's see if I can get these closer in. And let's go back here and show you that I do have developer options enabled, but both are on the same animation speed. So let's go to developer options on both. And you can see here, if I scroll down to animations on both, we're going to show you that both are on the same animations right here. So both are on 1x all the way across the board. So now let's get into a speed test now that both devices are fair. Alright guys, now let's get into the speed test. Now, of course, if you watch my channel, you know that we don't do scientific, spec for spec, all that kind of stuff. We just kind of go through the general UI and see how both perform. And as you can see, going through the home screens, both are very similar. I don't really notice too much of a difference. Although what I do notice is the ZTE seems to be a bit quicker, a more fluid experience, whereas the Alcatel is a very fluid experience as well, but there seems to be a slight delay that I can see from my naked eye, but you may differ overall. So let's see how the app drawers open. Let's go back. Let's see how those open. Judge for yourself, but I will judge as well, but you can judge for yourself. It looks like to me that the Alcatel has a more stock Android look, and it looks to be getting there quicker, probably because of that card UI. But you can always install a custom launcher here on the ZTE. But in terms of the scrolling speed between the app drawers, the ZTE feels a bit quicker, but the Alcatel One Touch Fierce XL is not too far behind. So let's go back. And like I say, I'm not going to be favoriting either. I'm just giving you the honest, raw truth here. And the ZTE feels a bit quicker. So let's go to the notification drawer, and you can see those are about even. I ain't going to lie to you here. Those are about even, so that's pretty cool. Both got this very stock Android look. But let's go into some of the apps and see how they open. So let's go into, let's see, calculator on both. And I like to do these basic apps just so I don't show any of my personal information. So let's go to calculator here. And that looked about even. Let's go back, or I accidentally hit camera. That's my bad. Okay, let's go into the app drawer, and let's go into alarm clock over here. So let's go to clock real quick. And that looked like the ZTE Zmax 2. Let's see the Play Store. Both are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. And let's see who gets there first. Looks like the ZTE is loading content first. And that's to be expected because of its Snapdragon 410 CPU. So both are looking good there. Let's come down and let's go into, let's see something that both of them will be even in. How about YouTube? So let's go to YouTube. Looks like the ZTE Zmax 2, once again, both of these devices have 2 gigabytes of RAM from what I've seen. Let's go into CPU-Z to check the specs real quick just to make sure. So this is running a Qualcomm, I guess we just had a crash right there, right on camera. So there's a crash for you. 304 GPU, 306 GPU, Qualcomm, 1.21 gigahertz, 1.09, so a faster CPU here on the Zmax 2. It looks like we have 1000, let's see where the RAM is. Do you guys see the RAM on there? Having trouble locating it over here. Let's see real quick. I'll probably pause the video and come back when I find out where the RAM is at. Okay, here's the RAM right here. So the ZTE Zmax 2 has an available RAM of 1076 megabytes right now, but 1910 on the total, so that's 2 gigs. 2 gigs here, same thing on the Alcatel One Touch Idle. But 210, 32-bit, 64-bit. So let's go to calendar and see how that opens up real quick. Looks like the ZTE Zmax 2 by a long shot. I don't know what the hell was that, Alcatel. But let's go into the cameras now. As you've seen, I did close the camera. So let's see which one gets there quicker. And it looked like the ZTE Zmax 2 once again. Now, what I noticed about this phone is that these buttons, they don't light up very nicely, but we'll talk more about that in the full review, so stay tuned. Yeah, let's go into contacts here on both devices. Let's go into contacts, and that looked about even. Let's do that one more time. Where is that? Okay, right here, looked about even. So yeah, both devices are going to perform pretty well, although I got to hand it to the Zmax 2. It is a quicker device overall. So if you're looking for top dog speed, go with the ZTE Zmax 2. If you're looking for pretty good speed, pretty top dog speed as well, but you can live with a slight delay, a very slight delay, go with the Alcatel One Touch Idle 3, or One Touch Idle. It's the One Touch Fierce XL. That gets confusing because those Idols are the ones that you hear about all the time because those are like their top dog phones. But yeah, in terms of battery life, both have pretty good battery life, but nothing is touching the ZTE Zmax 2 in the budget arena, in my opinion. This gets about 4 to 5 hours. This gets about 6 to 7 hours on screen time. So both are pretty good battery champs, but we have to hand it to the Zmax 2. This has a 2500 milliamp. This has a 3000 hour milliamp. But this video is getting a bit long here, so we're going to end it here. Non-scientific, you got any questions about these phones? I know I didn't cover everything, but I don't want to make no 20-minute video trying to cover 2 budget phones. We can get into a chat down below in the description or in the comment section if you want to know anything more about these phones. In terms of picture quality, both are pretty even. So if you're wondering about that, like I say, build quality, pretty even. Just depends on if you want that curvy design or that square design. But these are pretty close overall. I would say ZTE Zmax on a scale of 1 to 10 in the budget phone arena, we're going to say about an 8 or 9 for the ZTE Zmax 2. And I give this one a 7 out of 10. So maybe a little, like 2 points higher for the Zmax 2. But anyway, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got all kinds of videos coming up soon. And share this video. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I do announce when I'm releasing new videos, so you guys get a little notification. You'll know when they're coming out. As well as my other social media links. I don't see many people over there. Go ahead and follow those links. They're down below in the description area. I know a lot of people don't read that because nobody got time for that. But when you get a chance,